So this is what I mean. Okay. So how we can kind of make sure that we are kind of, so when I was talking about this part, how we can kind of make sure that uh, like our kind of like let's say the remediation or eradication is kind of good. So this is how we can kind of make sure that. Okay. So what we are going to do is, so let's say the first thing. Okay. So this is a triangle by which we can kind of let's say figure out like is our eradication skills are good or not, or is our eradication technologies are good or not. So the first thing in the triangle is the inventory. Okay, the inventory. So what I will do is that, let me just quickly give 1 second. So one of the most important thing to kind of figure out during the preparation stage that our eradication is good or not is first figuring out that is our inventory good. And by inventory, I mean is that can you name the assets that you're defining? So do you have kind of like a full list of assets that is allocated to your company? So let's say there are 100 laptops that your company is providing to your employees. So can you kind of have a proper inventory saying that, okay, these are the 100 laptops that your company has. Let's say you have like let's say you have like computers. Do you have access to all those computers? Let's say, do you have access to all the computers, and can you reach out to all those computers quite easily and maybe take certain actions? Let's say let's say contain that host or isolate that host from the organization. Okay, so we need to kind of have a good inventory across the system, like how many systems do we have, kind of like what's the compliance level. So this all thing we need to know. Okay, if we are very good at the inventory part, we will be really be able to kind of, let's say, protect our organization. So if there's any attack, let's say on the fifth laptop over here, so on the 100 laptops, then let's say the fifth laptop got compromised. If we are able to kind of quickly figure out in the trial state, okay, this asset belong to us, uh, this has this, the data over there is like properly encrypted, for an example, and we are able to kind of reach out to that computer and maybe see the logs of that computer quite easily, then kind of it's very good stage. Then we are at very good stage. The other is the telemetry. Okay, telemetry is something like, do you have visibility across your assets? So can you kind of like, you have the list of assets, but can you kind of, let's say, get logs from there? Can you kind of, let's say, get logs, and also can you kind of have EDR agents installed, that so that you can kind of search a lot of like activity on what happening on that host from the EDR agent, EDR using the EDR agent. So that is something like telemetry. Do you have visibility? Okay, are the logs of these assets coming out to a central repo? Let's say for an example, the SIM tools. Okay, so this is something like we need to kind of make sure. So if we are again kind of good at this part, then again like it's kind of an added benefit for us, so that if there's any kind of incident, we know that, okay, we have list of all inventories and we have all the logs from those systems. This will help us in kind of like let's say quickly detecting any kind of force. So once we have both these terms, both these things in place, now the thing is that now only then only we'll be able to kind of proceed with detections at a very good scale. And when we say that, okay, we have all the logs ready, so that doesn't complete the full game. We also need to kind of understand that, do we have the skills, even though we have all the logs over here, do we have the skills to kind of detect any kind of unauthorized activities from those logs? Okay, so that is again kind of detection strategy. So if we have a really good detection team, for an example, who can who are setting up alerts or tuning up the alerts. So then we are again kind of a in a good stage. Okay. Now the thing that is coming is trials. So in the trials is that, can you accurately classify detection results? So what I mean is that in the detection, let's say there was an alert. So can we say with a very 100% confidence that, okay, this is false positive or true positive or benign positive? Okay, can we do that with 100% confidence and with 100% accuracy? Okay, so if that is again the thing, then again we are good. We are in the trial stage. Okay, so that's what this till this terms means. Now, thing is that once, let's say we have got a case that is true positive, okay, now can we as a being as an incident response team or being as a SOC team, can we say that, okay, who is attacking us and what are their capabilities? Okay, so over here the example that I gave, about the threats, who are our adversary and what are their capabilities. So let's say this example over here. One of the main questions that was actually, like, when I was actually me and my team was handling this incident, one of the main questions that was asked from our team was that, who is our adversary, and how uh, and can you tell us, like, how much what you say how much tech savvy they are? And to say my answer, like, for this real incident was that, uh, I actually answered that the attackers are not something like what we are saying is like nation state actors, like they are quite technical savvy. My answer was that it is, they are like kind of a kid. um, they don't have much knowledge. All they are doing is that since they are utilizing a very good malwares, which is covert strike, which is a very good kind of a what to say, if I go to this covert strike, I hope guys you might already know about this, the covert strike thing. Okay, so this is actually an adversary simulation and red team operation tool. Okay, and thing is that this is actually quite costly, but there are a lot of like links from where you can download this for free. Okay, and like this has been linked multiple times and multiple attackers. So that's why the thing is that a lot of even script kiddies has this kind of tool. Okay, so what happened is that, sorry for that. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so now guys, thing is that this I was talking about the covert strike. So covert strike is nothing like, even like a script kiddie, a 10-year or 15-year-old kid, if they somehow download this software and they just execute, let's say they somehow got hold on any of the computer, and any of the computer somehow, let's say there was a bug, or let's say there was an unauthorized like credentials were stolen, and somehow the attacker got hold of a computer. And even if a 10, 15-year-old kid actually just try to execute this covert strike on that, this covert strike is very sophisticated. Okay, so this is sophisticated, but by the way by which this covert strike was executed on the host, like there were different things that happened. The thing was that the person who installed this covert strike was actually, we saw that he or she had actually left a lot of like IOCs to figure out who is that attacker. Okay, like IP addresses that were kind of telling us from where that person is located and on and whatnot. Okay, so we were able to quickly figure out that, okay, this person is not something like sophisticated attacker. He has like just got hold of this covert strike malware, and that's how that person is able to kind of lateral traverse over all the systems. So that's something. The other thing is why we were able to figure out that, okay, we are not dealing with any